We now join the members of the Christopher Nevis Police Force.
Pleasant good afternoon to everyone. I'm Inspector James Francis of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. I'm in the studio here with
Sergeant Winston Thompson.
Yes, of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. We're here today based on this state of emergency that has been enacted by the Governor General of the Royal St. of this Federation. A curfew is in effect from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. for the next 14 days. The Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force have observed that there are some persons who are not adhering to the curfew. Additionally, there are lots of persons who are abiding by the curfew and the state of emergency that is in effect. I want to first thank persons who cooperated with the law enforcement officers last night. Things went rather well. It started off a little shaky, but I want to thank the general public for cooperating with all the law enforcement officers. This is not a normal state of emergency that is happening here in the Federation. We are trying to contain an infectious disease, and this is an enemy that all of us cannot see. So it is very important for us to take all the advisory of law enforcement and everything that is supposed to be done seriously. Sergeant Thompson, could you tell us some of the do's and don'ts that we should abide by?
All right, first I'll start with the don'ts. First of all, don't leave your premises unless you need to replenish your medication or food supplies. Don't gather in your neighborhood corners or even at a friend's home. Don't open your business places unless it is an essential establishment. And this is stipulated by Section 5 of the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations. And these are places such as wholesale and retail grocery stores, doctors, offices, hospitals, medical facilities, pharmacies and medical supply establishments, gas stations between 6 and 5 p.m., hardware stores 6 to 5 p.m., hotels excluding casinos, gyms, discotheques, restaurants. However, the restaurants can do takeaway or room service. Other essential establishments include banks, credit unions, money services from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., Monday to Thursday, and from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Fridays. Commercial ports and related businesses, 6 to 5 p.m. Airports, subject to Regulation 10. Commercial carrier flights, businesses licensed to provide security and guard services. Takeaway food vendors from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. National Caribbean Insurance and health insurance companies. These are some of the businesses that are considered as essential establishments. So, continue with the don't. One of the other don'ts is don't show up to work unless you're an essential worker. Okay. Let's look at some of the do's. Do stay at home. Now, as we said, this is not a normal state of emergency, and only the essential workers are allowed to move around in the Federation as of now. Do remember to practice social distances. As long as you're out in the public, remember to practice social distances. Do exercise, but do so at your home and not in public spaces. And finally, do cooperate with the police. We're here to protect all of the citizens of the Federation, and we crave your assistance.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Thompson. Another particular area the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force want to highlight is that at this time, during this period, we have several persons who are under self-quarantine. Now, information is reaching the police that some of those persons are not staying at home. We want to encourage persons who have been placed on a self-quarantine to stay at home. Stay at home. What the police, while St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force will be doing going forward, is that persons who are found violating self-quarantine will be arrested. We have several officers who were a part of the medical task force, and the police know all the persons who should be on the self-quarantine. Therefore, this list will be circulated throughout the entire police force, and persons who are found violating self-quarantine will be arrested and charged. Making reports to the police. During this trying time, state of emergency, we are still aware that persons would need the assistance of the police during their times of need, or probably an offense took place. We are encouraging persons to utilize the phone number for the police, which is 465-2241. That's 465-2241. And additionally, we are also encouraging persons to email the various police stations. And the email address would be, for instance, Bastille Police Station at police.kn, Keon Police Station at police.kn, St. Kitts Police Station at police.kn. Those are examples of the email address for the various police stations. So during this state of emergency, we are encouraging persons to call the police, 465-2241, make their separate reports, and the police would obtain the relevant information from you. Be patient with our police officers at this time. We would be asking some additional questions to ascertain what gears we should be responding in when we come out to assist you. So 2241 465-2241, that's the number you should remember, and also the email address that I mentioned earlier. Now, one might ask, who are essential workers? Now, it is important for persons to sensitize themselves with the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Facebook page. And we have on this page number 7 of 2020, that's the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulation. And under this regulation, under section 7.2, it stipulates who are essential workers. And I will read that section. For the purposes of this regulation, an essential worker includes essential officers of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, the St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Christopher and Nevis Defense Force, the Fire and Rescue Service Department, the prison, the correctional facilities or other similar establishments, the Social Security, the Department of Social Services, the Department of Environmental Health, the Department of Immigration, the Custom and Excise Department, waste disposal and sanitation companies, any hospital, healthcare or medical facility, St. Kitts and Nevis Red Cross, INSP Port Authority, Accountant General Department and Inland Revenue Department, any water, electricity or other section encompassing the provision of electronic communication, including print and electronic media. I would encourage persons to visit the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Facebook page and read up on the regulations surrounding the state of emergency. I would like persons to also remember or take note of business places who need exemptions, require exemptions. The Commissioner of Police is working feverishly to assist all other business places who might need exemptions. It is important for the business places to write to the Commissioner of Police or email the Commissioner of Police at Commissioner of Police, Commissioner of Police
at
police.kn.
No, actually, it's Office of
Yes.
Commissioner of Police. Office of Commissioner of Police
Yes.
at police.kn.
Yes, thank you very much, Sergeant Thompson. That is, again?
Office of Commissioner of Police at police.kn.
Yes, so that is the email address that persons should utilize, and it is important to mention the business place, mention the persons that you are requiring exemptions for, and mention the time that you are requiring for them to be on the road during the curfew period. Now, during that curfew period, the persons must have a copy of that exemption, and they must be able to show the law enforcement officers their picture ID. That is during the curfew period. However, we're asking the general public to please take this curfew serious. During the daytime period, persons must not, and I repeat, must not be moving around as though it's business as usual. During the daytime period, only persons who need to go out, and as Sergeant Thompson indicated, need to go out to replenish your stocks, at your food at the grocery store, buy a medical, go to the pharmacy to buy some medical stuff, or things of that nature. Those are the only conditions that you should be out of your house. Other than that, you must stay at home. We must stay at home. Any closing remarks from you, Sergeant Thompson?
No, just to remind people that the police are here to assist you, so please do comply when the police ask you to do or don't do something. Remember, we are our neighbors' keepers in this time, and we're asking persons to stay safe by practicing social distancing if you must be out in the public. And as I said before, do not gather in your neighborhoods, as we know that the desire to have camaraderie, but at this time, practicing social distancing is a requirement for us to combat this virus.
Yes. And during this state of emergency, we want to encourage persons to, as you said, practice social distancing and stay at home. Please do not be selfish. Please do not be selfish and jeopardize yourself and others. This is an enemy that we cannot see. And this state of emergency is to combat and prevent the spread of the virus. So continue to tune into ZIZ and other media services for further announcement. And I want persons to stay at home. You are not trapped at home. You are safe at home. Continue to do what the law enforcement officers say. And thank you very much for your cooperation last night. Thank you very much for the cooperation for the remaining 14 days as we continue to try and combat this infection, this virus. Thank you very much.